it's Bill DeWeese from VoiceOverRevolution.com and BillDeWeese.com. And today is Marketing Monday. Going to talk about some business/marketing related stuff. And the title of today's video is this. This is what you need to know. 3 seconds is all you have. 1, 2, 3. In a marketing situation, when you're marketing yourself, and I really don't care what business it is, and it's just as true in voiceover as it is in any other business, you've got about 3 seconds, give or take, to capture someone's attention. Oftentimes, I think the voiceover talent get the idea that if I'm submitting an audition or I'm sending you a demo, the person's actually going to sit down and listen to the entire thing. Well, that might happen. More times than not, it doesn't. But if they do, it will depend on what happens in those first 3 seconds. More times than not, that person moves on to the next demo. They'll listen for a second or two. They'll make instant judgments. And that's a couple of things. Number one, as human beings, we're kind of wired to make instantaneous judgments about people, for better, for worse. We just tend to do it. Not always, sometimes in a negative context, but not always. We tend to make decisions. We hear something, we see something, and we begin to make immediate assessments. And the same thing is true with your voiceover demo. As soon as they hear, I mean, literally within a second or two, that person has an idea of who you are as a voiceover talent, whether you fit this project or not, whether you're somebody worth listening to or not. Think of it this way. You know when you're in the car and the radio's on, and when somebody doesn't like the radio station, what happens? They hit the button, or they hit the forward or the scan or the seek to go to the next station. And how long does it take you to know before you want to listen to that radio station or that song? Well, easily within 3 seconds, you know whether you want to listen or not. And same thing with television. And you need to understand that as a voiceover talent, marketing your services, that your demo, your audition, those first 3 seconds are critical. And so that's why when I'm recording auditions, usually once I'm finished and I like my audition, I will go back and re-record the first line or two. Because usually by then I have a much better feel. I've really internalized the script. And, I've worked with it for a while. Now I've edited it. Now, okay, let me go back and re-record that first line. And usually the line is better because that line needs to connect. Now, don't misunderstand and think that the first 3 seconds of your demo or your audition needs to be bells, whistles, and explosions to get their attention. That's not the kind of attention I'm talking about. They're listening, okay? So you don't need to set off explosions to get their attention or do something crazy. What you need to do is to be able to connect with them, to bring your genuine self to that script, whatever it may be. But just keep in mind that rarely will somebody ever get to the end of your audition or your demo unless they're absolutely blown away in 3 seconds. You've got 3 seconds. Make them count. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. We'll talk soon.